think the fight is like within.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Within us to keep pushing because I know that, like you said, if I'd have gave up on what you was, if I'd have just said, you know what, forget that.
Right.
But just to keep pushing because I know at the end of the road it's going to be better.
Right.
I know that it's going to turn around.
So wait, so you think that? Okay, no. Let me ask you. What do you think the shift was?
What?
In me, like where?
I can tell you what God said to me one day. When I was praying. Because my first thing, so the household that I grew up in was always arguing and fussing and cussing and whatever. And I've always said I didn't want to have that and for my family, and I didn't want to be that person. But I remember going to God and praying, like, change Mike is that. And I remember him telling me clear as day, when you change, I'll change him. And I'm like, oh, what's wrong with me? Your mouth, the way you're talking and this and that, fussing and all the time, cussing and stuff. So I had to change how I was acting, how I was chastising you, so to speak, or disciplining you. It couldn't be the way my mother and father was doing us, as a kid. And, I had to change. I had to learn how to speak differently. And did I get it right all the time? No, and I remember that. And I'm like, okay. And I remember gradually changing, gradually getting better. I remember one day we was ready to leave out, and you turned around like you wanted to hit me. And I'm like, what? Oh, man. And I just grabbed you and hugged you, and I was like, instead of hitting them,
That was the Holy Spirit.
Right, yeah. And just praying. I would go and anoint your room. I would anoint every piece of clothes. I would anoint the pillars. I would pray in the room. I would do all kinds of stuff, anoint the door, everything, and just kept believing for a change. And even with Ashley, one of our good friends, you remember Ashley, she's passed now, but just believing and stuff, and then calling our pastor from our church and some of the deacons and people that have helped me throughout the years, but just believing and just me changing and just being better, just like, hey, and one day it just changed.
So as the parent, do you think you showing up made the difference? Like, do you think if you would have not showed up, I wouldn't have changed? Like if you wasn't running to the school, or you think I would?
I know showing up made the difference, because and I can't say 100% because some people still make it at the end.
They make their own right turn.
Right. Some people still make it at the end. But where would you have been today? Nobody can say that. Yeah. But I did show up, and I do believe that helped. I mean, I got the letters and stuff. I got God prompting me.